Hey guys, what's up? This is Mike from cashflowmma.com and we are back with another preview and bet prediction for UFC 268. Now this card is really stacked. This is one of the best cards this year. I think it's even better than 267 personally. And let's get right to it. The first fight we have CJ Vera versus Old Osborne. This is going to be a fun fight. Old Osborne is usually, as he usually has a reach advantage, and he's slightly taller. And last time out, he fought Manal Cape, and he was actually doing pretty well until he got caught with a flying knee. And he definitely has fought the better competition. CJ Vera definitely is getting a step up here in competition. And let's see who is the favorite here. Old Osborne is the favorite in this one. I think the odds are pretty accurate in this fight. Old Osborne 158. Yeah, that's about correct in my opinion. We actually have Old Osborne winning this fight, probably by stoppage, maybe in the second round. This is most likely going to be a pure stand-up fight, and Old Osborne is going to use his counters and just be the more dangerous fighter, and maybe he's going to outpoint Vera and win a decision, but he could get a stoppage even in this fight. He's been a little bit up and down in his time in the UFC. He got submitted by Brian Keller, and then he got knocked out by Manal Kaipe. But he also knocked out Jerome Rivera, so it's a little bit up and down. But we got him winning this one at least, and maybe by stoppage in the second round or by decision. We're not betting on this fight. So let's move on to the next one. Then we have Melsik Bagarassian versus Bruno Souza. This is going to be a great fight. Bruno Souza is training with the Machida brothers at the Machida Karate Academy. Melsik is more of a stand-up fighter as well. He last fought Colin Angelin, and he won that one by stoppage in the second round. This one, Melsik should win this one. We have been winning this one. Bruno is dangerous. He's like the Machida fighters. He's a counter puncher, and but we believe Melsik is going to have the higher output and be the more dangerous guy standing up, and maybe he will be able to get the finish, but yeah, we think probably he will get the finish maybe in the third round, but it's difficult to say. We'll see. Bruno Souza, we haven't really seen too much what he has to offer, so we got Melsik winning this one by stoppage in the third round, but it could also go to a decision. But we got Melsik in this one. He's also the favorite to win. And coming up next, we have Dustin Jacoby versus John Allen. Jacoby taking this fight on short notice. He's going to be a taller fighter with a 1-inch reach advantage. John Allen, he last fought Roman Dolidze, and yeah, he lost that one by split decision. He got taken down three times, and Dustin Jacoby, he's going to be the better fighter standing up. He has a great jab. He's a kickboxer. Um, this one, when it's standing up, Dustin Jacoby is definitely going to be winning and outpointing John Allen. What he needs to do is get the fight to the ground, and he may absolutely get Justin Jacoby down once or twice in this fight, but just like in Dustin Jacoby's other fights here, we do see just Dustin Jacoby outpointing John Allen and winning at least 2 rounds out of 3 and taking home a decision win here. It's going to be a fun fight though. So let's move on to the next one. Gian Villante, Chris Barnett. Both of these guys are past their prime. Gian Villante weighing in now at 230, and he will have a height and slight reach advantage. He has lost his last 3 fights now, so yeah, this one is going to be a banger, and Gian Villante is probably going to win this one, but I mean this one could go either way. Villante is the more technical fighter, and Barnett probably has the more power. He has got something like 16 TKOs. Let's see here, 21 victories, yeah, 16 KO TKOs. So he definitely has really heavy hands, but he's getting up there in age, 35 years old, just like Gian Villante, 36. So yeah, this is like almost like a 50-50 who is going to win this one, but we do favor Gian Villante a little bit just because he's more technical. He's the better technical fighter, although that mostly goes out the window when he starts gassing, which can happen pretty quickly. But we are going to go with Gian Villante in this one by decision. It could obviously end more quickly, but he is pretty durable, Chris Barnett. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a slugfest, and we are going with Gian Villante, but if he's going to go to a decision or a finish is a little bit hard to say. But we are going with Gian Villante at least to win that one. So up next here we have the debut of Ian Garry versus Jordan Williams. A lot of people are high on Ian Garry here. He's a really great fighter, fighting out of Sanford MMA. He's going to have a reach disadvantage. He's going to be slightly taller than Jordan Williams, and he likes to go for takedowns, Garry, and he has a very nice jab. But Jordan Williams has really good takedown defense. He's 85% takedown defense, and he has really powerful hands. This one, the Garry is such a huge favorite in this one. Yeah, he's 1.27 right now, so he is a huge favorite. We definitely think the line should be a lot closer in this one. They are really underrating Jordan Williams in this fight, I think. Garry is the more technical fighter. He has great takedowns. He has the better jab. But Jordan Williams he has a good chin, and he has a high output, 5.97, and he hits hard, and uh, he he could really do well in this fight. We do favor Garry slightly though to win this one because he's the more technical fighters, and he will most likely get one or two takedowns also in this fight, even though Williams has such a good takedown defense. But it wouldn't be surprising if Jordan Williams catches Garry with something here and could put him away. But yeah, we are leaning slightly towards young Garry to win his debut here. So let's move on to the next one here. We have Edmen Shahbazyan versus Nassourdine Imavov. Edmen has had some tough opponents here. He was 9-0 when he faced Bronson and got pretty exposed in that fight. And he's got taken down now in his last two fights a lot. 55% takedown defense. And Imavov doesn't really have that great takedown percentage, 22% on his takedowns. So if this were a pure stand-up fight, Edmen would definitely win this one, and we do slightly favor Edmen to actually win this fight. I don't think he's the favorite though. Let's see here. No, he's not the favorite to win this one. This is really, those are really close. This fight, Imavov is around 1.8. So yeah, like I said, Shahbazyan should be the better striker in this fight, but Imavov is pretty likely to get at least one or two takedowns, and he could make Shahbazyan gas, and he could win. Imavov could win a decision here, but I do think that Edmen should be able to stop some takedowns and at least be able to win 2 out of 3 rounds. We don't think he's going to get the stoppage in this one, but we do have Edmen winning a decision here. It's going to be a close fight. It all depends on the takedowns of Imavov. If he's going to get enough takedowns to win the decision, or if Edmen is going to be able to stop those takedowns and keep it most or less a stand-up fight. So yeah, we got Shahbazyan here by decision. And then up next we have a fight that we have a parlay with here. Phil Hawes versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis taking this fight on short notice. Moving up in weight, having a reach disadvantage, being the shorter fighter. Phil Hawes is usually the shorter fighter, but this time he's going to be should be slightly taller. And he won his last fight out, looked really good against Daukos, and he's been on a roll lately. He's won 4 out of his 4 fights in a row here, and he's been looking really good. He has had some cardio problems in the past, and he's just so big and muscular. So yeah, his stand-up is really great. He's great wrestling, good takedowns. 38% is pretty good. 2.7 takedowns at average per 15 minutes. And Chris Curtis is really one-sided fighter. He's a boxer basically. You can't really rely too much on these statistics. He has only fought on the Dana White Contender Series where he won against Lally, but he does have a decent output. It's probably not going to be 7 in his output, but he does have a decent output, and he's gotten pretty good takedown defense also now. So, but the thing is that Hawes has great kicks. He has great boxing. He's going to have a reach advantage. Hawes also has a pretty decent jab, a strong jab, and I mean, Hawes is basically better everywhere. He's going to be as a, in a striking battle. He should definitely win this with kicks, and also his jab is like I said, is really good. So in a striking battle, he's going to win, and he's most likely going to be able to find at least one takedown here in this fight. So yeah, we have Hawes winning this one. Probably is going to be able to get the stoppage in this one also. Maybe even a first round finish. So yeah, we are going to say Hawes in this one by first or second round TKO. And we have Hawes in our parlay here that I will tell you more about soon. And moving on then, here we have Bobby Green versus Ale Quinta. Now, Bobby Green definitely, we feel that he is definitely the better fighter here. He has a really good output. He has a great head movement. He doesn't really get hit clean much or hit at all that much. And great takedown defense and 39% on his takedowns himself, so he's got really good takedowns also. And Ale Quinta, he's coming back now. It's been a while since we have seen him last time. He last time fought Dan Hooker, lost by decision in 2019. Now Bobby Green has some really, like he really wins fights, but the judges, they are really giving him a hard time. He's lost some decisions which a lot of people thought that they should go his way, but it could be like the punches, the jabs, and the strikes that he do, they don't look too impactful. But in his last time out, when he fought Fiziev, in the beginning of the fight, he was really putting some power into his punches, and he did connect with some good strikes also, and has great cardio, and he's looking really good for this fight, and he looks to be in really good shape. So well, let's see if we can see any kind of a shape he's in there. Well, I've seen some photos that he does look to be in really good shape for this fight, and he should be able to outpoint Ale Quinta in this one. He's just got such a good defense, head movement, and he's the better striker, and he should be able to defend takedowns and maybe get a takedown of his own, maybe. So the problem though with Bobby Green is that you never know what the judges are going to see. So, but we do think he should be winning this fight, and he's the favorite at around 1.5, I think, 1.57. So it's a pretty accurate line, I think. Started out at 168. Yeah, people are betting a little bit on Bobby Green. So yeah, we got Bobby Green winning this one. But one thing to keep in mind though also is that, and one of the reasons we are not betting on Bobby Green is the fact that he's had such a bad luck with decisions, and Ale Quinta is from New York, and the fight is in Madison Square Garden. So I mean, that's a pretty huge red flag. Ale Quinta being such a is going to be such a big home favorite here, and this fight is almost guaranteed to go to the judges, so that's basically the reason why we're not going to be betting on this fight. But Bobby Green technically should win this fight though, but if it's going to be like another robbery and the judges are going to give Ale Quinta this one, we don't know, but Bobby Green is the better fighter and he should win this one. And then up next we have a really fun fight with Alex Pereira making his UFC debut. He is the only guy to have knocked out Adesanya, so UFC is probably going to push him to so that they can have Adesanya can have a rematch with Alex Pereira in the future, if he can do well here. And he's the taller fighter, 6'4" and 79 or 80-inch reach. So he's going to have a reach advantage. He's going to be the taller guy. He has got a lot of power in his hands, and he is 3-1. I think he lost his MMA debut, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he got submitted in his debut. He's been training with Glover Teixeira and for quite some time now, and he's been improving. He's been looking pretty good lately, and it's going to be really fun to see how he does now against some better competition in the UFC here. Obviously, he's such a much better fighter standing up, and Andreas Michailidis, sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing these names. He has been KO or TKO 4 times, so his chin is a little bit suspect, and Pereira with that huge left hand that he has, huge power in his hands, and a pretty good speeding back kick also. He's most likely he's going to knock out Andreas Michailidis probably in the first round. His takedown defense has gotten a lot better. He grabs the head of the other guy and he starts throwing knees. But Michailidis he's really aggressive, and he got a nice win against Bular in his last time out. He has a high output, but yeah, I mean, this fight is I really can't see this fight going to the decision, and we were thinking about having a bet on this fight not going to the decision, but currently we don't have that bet. But it's an interesting bet, this fight not going to the decision. I think it's like 1.5 currently, but yeah, we got Alex Pereira winning this one by knockout in the first round, but it's going to be interesting. It's just that we know too little about Alex Pereira's takedown defense and how he can really hold up against these better UFC fighters. It's a big step up in competition for Alex Pereira, and it's a little bit different MMA and K1. Alex Pereira is extremely good K1 kickboxer, but the thing is that with the smaller gloves and with the takedowns, it's not a guarantee that you're going to be successful in MMA as you're in K1. So if he can have a good transition just like Adesanya had, it's going to be a great rematch in the future, but it remains to be seen. He's been training with some really great guys, with Teixeira working the takedown defense, and improving his all-roundness, and yeah, we'll see how it does here. But our pick is Pereira by knockout in the first round. But we just don't feel comfortable betting on Pereira. But we were thinking about betting on this fight. We can't really see this one going to a decision. So yeah, Pereira by first round knockout. And then we up next here we have Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. I believe this is the first fight on the main card. Extremely fun fight. This is the other fight that we are betting on here in our parlay. We are betting on Justin Gaethje to win. This is going to be a fun fight as long as it lasts. Justin with a really high output of 7.46, but he absorbs even more punches, almost 8. So he's fighting Michael Chandler, who has extremely heavy hands, good takedowns, but Justin has great takedown defense, and since his first fight in the UFC, he has really improved a lot in his striking and everywhere really. He's training with some really good guys, so he's improving. He's been improving steadily since his debut in the UFC, and yeah, we have him winning this one. The thing that worries us is the power in Chandler's hands in the first round. He could catch Justin with an uppercut, perhaps. Gaethje has been defensively, he's not that great, but he has improved a lot. Like we said, he's been looking better technically. He's moving better. He's defensively has improved a little bit also. So yeah, we got Justin winning this one by TKO or KO, probably in the first round or in the first half of the second round. Chandler doesn't really have such a good gas tank either, and with Justin's leg kicks, and Justin also has great power in his hands. He is the more technical fighter. Justin is really better at everything. It's just what Chandler has going for himself is the power in his hands, and the fact that Justin defensively he can't be there to be hit. So if Michael Chandler could get a clean uppercut, perhaps we could see Justin being a little bit susceptible to uppercuts. We could see Chandler actually winning this by TKO, but it's a little bit unlikely. We do think that Justin is going to be the one winning this one by KO or TKO in the first round. He's just a better fighter, really everywhere. On the ground, if Michael Chandler would get it there, I mean he would be better, more dangerous. But we see that's pretty unlikely that it's going to be able to get Justin Gaethje down. So yeah, we have Justin Gaethje winning this one by KO or TKO late in the first round or in the second half of the second round. The leg kicks is just going to be too much, and the striking is very likely to catch Michael pretty early in this fight. And like we mentioned, also Chandler does seem to fade the longer the fight goes, while Justin is just going to keep pressuring him. So let's move on then to the next one here. We have Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. In this one we have Shane Burgos winning. Billy Quarantillo will have a reach disadvantage, slightly shorter. Both of these guys have crazy output, around 7, and the difference here is that Burgos has absorbed a lot of punishment in his fights, and he had that weird knockout in his last fight where it was like a delayed kind of knockout against Barbosa. In this fight he will have a 5-inch reach advantage. He has got great, really good takedown defense, 89%. So most likely this is going to be a stand-up battle for most of the fight. I mean, Billy could get the takedown perhaps, but most likely this will be a stand-up battle. And the thing is about Burgos is that his shin is really suspect. Emmett was able to catch him twice, and he has been knocked down in a lot of fights. Kurt Holobaugh knocked him down, Kelvin Qatar, and Josh Emmett twice, and now Edson Barbosa. So I mean, he's been hurt a lot. But the thing about Billy Quarantillo is he doesn't have really that one punch knockout power like the guys that Burgos has fought lately. What he has is like he has a really good output, just like Shane Burgos. But Burgos is going to have a 5-inch reach advantage, and he is slightly more technical. He is the better boxer, and he has a better jab. So we see Shane Burgos winning this one by decision. But I mean, it wouldn't be all too surprising if Billy Quarantillo could catch Shane Burgos at some point in this fight and maybe get a TKO or KO. But we think that Shane Burgos should be able to win this one by decision. And let's move on then to the next one here, Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. Frankie Edgar, now 40 years old. He is the underdog in this fight. Let's see here. Yeah, Marlon Vera is at 157. So he's a pretty big underdog. Most people think that Marlon Vera will win this fight. I mean, Frankie Edgar is getting really, well, I wouldn't say really old, but I mean 40 years is quite a lot. And it's going to have a reach disadvantage. But he's a BJJ black belt, and he has pretty good takedowns, 31%. And Marlon Vera hasn't really had that good takedown defense. 69% is, I mean, it's pretty good takedown defense, but not extremely good. So this one is, I mean, I think the line should be even closer here. Marlon Vera is a little bit too big of a favorite in this fight. Frankie Edgar has a decent jab, and I mean, if he can get some takedowns, he should be able to get some takedowns in this fight. Marlon Vera is dangerous on his back, so Frankie Edgar has to be careful, and we could really see this fight going either way. We think that the odds should be the line should be a lot closer, but we have actually got Frankie Edgar winning this fight by decision. But I mean, it wouldn't be too surprising to see Marlon Vera getting a submission in this one, or a KO, TKO. But we slightly favor Frankie Edgar to being able to avoid those submission attempts and uh, using his jab and footwork. He moves really well and getting some takedowns and using his ground and pound to win a decision here. So yeah, we got Frankie Edgar, the underdog, winning this one by decision. And then we have Rose Namajunas versus Zhang Weili. Last time out, Rose won by knockout, and a lot of people think that Rose is going to win again. She started as the favorite, but now she's on most sides. Sometimes she's still the favorite in this one, but most sides now has her as a slight underdog. Rose is going to have 2-inch reach advantage, slightly taller. She's a 53% takedowns and not that great takedown defense. She's been training a lot with Henry Cejudo for this fight. There has been, of course, some speculation that she's going to try to take this fight to the ground. But the thing is that before Zhang Weili got knocked out there, she was actually doing pretty decent in the stand-up. Rose got caught with a lot of leg kicks, and I mean, she was by no means dominating Zhang Weili. Rose wasn't dominating Zhang in the stand-up until she managed to catch her with that kick. Zhang was actually outpointing Rose until that point. So I mean, the fight was over so quickly also, so you couldn't really get a really good sense of how the fight would go. But up until that point, Zhang was winning slightly with the leg kicks that she was landing. So Rose, we believe that Rose is going to be the more dangerous fighter, probably in the first 2 rounds. But Zhang, even in the first 2 rounds, should be able to be competitive and have a chance to outpoint Rose. And if Zhang does try to take this fight to the ground, Rose is so dangerous off her back. I mean, we're not that sure that it would be such a great idea to take Rose down. Zhang is probably going to do better simply trying to outpoint Rose in the beginning of the fight, and then maybe as the fight moves on, Rose does tend to slow down a little bit, and Zhang should be able to have even more success in the stand-up after around maybe in the 3rd round, half into the 3rd round or so. Zhang Weili should be able to, if she has survived up until that point, she should start taking over the fight even more at that time, because Zhang Weili, we do think she has slightly better cardio, and so we have actually got Zhang Weili winning this fight by decision. But Rose could absolutely catch Weili in a submission if Weili tries to take it to the ground, or she could catch Weili by her simply by boxing or another kick again. It wouldn't be too surprising. The line is really close, and this fight is really close. It could go either way. Rose has the better boxing. Zhang Weili has perhaps the better kicks. not as the more dangerous kicks, but to score points, Zhang Weili has like the faster, better kicks. So we see that Rose could get, if this fight ends early, it's probably because Rose Namajunas is going to get a KO, TKO. If it goes to a decision, we probably have Zhang Weili winning. We do think this fight will go to a decision, and we do lean slightly towards Weili winning this. So then we have the last fight here, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. The rematch. This fight, the first fight, it was actually we see it a little bit closer than a lot of people say that Usman was dominating, but that the first fight was actually pretty close up until that. If it were to go to a decision, I mean, it could have gone either way there. So some people actually thought that Usman was losing that fight up until he got that knockout. Let's see here what it was here. Yeah, let's check here. Colby was winning the significant strikes here unofficially. The first round, slightly in the second round. Usman coming back, winning the third round, and the fourth, again really close. But Colby was also landed a little bit more, even in the fourth round. So, I mean, Colby could have won that fight if it were to go to a decision. But the thing about this fight now in the rematch is that Kamaru Usman has improved his striking a lot since their last fight. So Kamaru Usman is not the same fighter as he was back then. Now Colby Covington, he absolutely looked good in his last fight against Woodley, but I mean, this fight we absolutely have Kamaru Usman winning, and he's a huge favorite in this one to win, as he should be. He has the better output here on the stats, but Colby Covington, I mean, he could technically, like in the first fight, he could land slightly more. So I mean, it could be a close fight, but most likely Kamaru Usman has improved quite a bit more than Colby Covington with his striking. So we actually see Kamaru Usman winning this one, and most likely he's going to be able to finish Colby Covington earlier in this second fight. We have Kamaru Usman winning by stoppage in this fight, probably maybe in the first or second round. He's just improved so much, and he has so much power in his hands. So yeah, we got Kamaru Usman winning by KO, TKO in the first or second round. And yeah, that's it, guys. This is going to be a great card. And like I said, for our parlay this week, we are going to be betting on Hawes to win, and together with Justin Gaethje to win. So that's our parlay. That will almost, if you bet $100, you will almost win $100. A little bit less, but it's a really good bet, and that's our parlay for this week. So I hope you enjoyed the breakdown, and enjoy the fights this weekend, and please subscribe to the channel, and we will see you soon again.